Front page of The Sun.
Oh, my gosh. Not just the front page, but also page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7.
Well, they've got a scoop. They got the interview.
They've got the scoop here.
Yeah.
Now, I wish I could say that this is maybe too much coverage, but that might be the pot calling the kettle black.
Well, look, yes, a lot of people on the channel have been covering this story.
Yes.
But The Sun got the interview. They're going to go for 7 pages. Of course they're going to do that.
Yes.
We should say for anyone listening on radio, we're talking about Philip Schofield, of course. We haven't mentioned his name yet.
Obviously.
Now, so what's the key aspects of this interview?
Well, basically, he used the word groomer. And
Right.
that, you don't want to use the word that you're trying to say you're not. He's basically said, I'm broken and ashamed, but not a groomer. But I just don't think, like, the first thing a PR class is don't use the word.
I think the reason in this case, because social media has been so alive and that accusation, which is, of course, defamatory, has been used over and over and over again. I mean, he makes clear in this, the relationship didn't start until after he was 20. Yeah. These are consenting adults, Steve, doing what they do. Why are we taking so much of an interest?
Because people have interest. This is one of those... I think people genuinely feel like they had a connection with the people on the telly.
They do, don't they? And they feel disappointed that they've been lied to. Yeah. That seems to be a lot of...
But is it a lie, though? I mean, the lie was his sexuality.
No, I think the lie was the affair as well. I think
you think that the cover-up element of it...
Well, they were... Well, I mean, my understanding is that they both lied about the affair at the time.
Amongst their colleagues.
No,
right?
But then also afterwards, I think he lied to the press, didn't he? He's admitted lying, saying that he denied it.
Admitted lying. On Instagram, the guy can't stop saying all the bad things he's done. There is some people say that there might be a whiff of him trying to pull fire on this, try and protect ITV or This Morning, because every time he does something, it makes Phil look bad. But all of it has been like Instagram posts saying, I lied, I was really bad, I did lots of lying, blame me. And then some people did... reports saying, like, oh, there's actually a toxic culture on that show. He comes back going, look at the bad things I've done again. Quick, hate me.
Well, but from a PR perspective, again, just to come back to your point, Josh, that's quite a good approach, isn't it? To not try and say, I've done nothing wrong, that, I didn't lie. It's all a big... he's actually saying, I
think the most interesting thing of these many pages of interviews is he says... I
haven't read it all, to be honest.
He's talking about the abuse of power. And that is arguably the most dodgy bit, is if this was a man and a woman, it would probably be more pronounced the fact that he was the boss or whether she was the boss. No, of course it does. But I think people... But my point is, in popular discourse nowadays, that has been called out in a way that it wasn't 5-10 years ago. People are now going, look, when someone's the boss, whether it's the man or the woman or whatever the... sexuality or anything like that, there is power involved.
You don't think there's an element that because it's a gay relationship, that's why there's a disproportionate kind of
I would wonder if it was hypocrisy if it wasn't called out. Because I do think if it was a man and a woman, it would be called out.
Did that happen, though, when Cheryl Cole had the child with someone she met when he was 14? Was there this much?
But I wonder if now, if the point is that we're much more aware of these issues, if that makes sense.
What do you think, Steve?
I think the power dynamic at work is what people are talking about.
That's what they're
the two things that people are talking about. Because I don't think anyone's trying to say that the age is an issue in any other part other than... I've just got to steer past all the words to make sure I don't do what he does and use the word groomer. No, exactly. What was the phrase? Unwise, but not unlawful.
Yes, that's what he said. Yeah. That was his original statement.
Yeah, and so that's true, but the rest of the problem is the abuse of power, the culture that you are working in your workplace. And if you are that top name, not only do you have the ability to have power over other people, but you sometimes, not necessarily in this case for legal reasons, would be protected by the company that's making a ton of money off.
And do you think that this is going to happen more and more, that there are a lot of relationships between bosses and people in companies? I mean, there must be thousands and thousands. Do you think there's going to be more and more alertness about that?
I think there has been for some time now, which is
since Me Too, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's just saying, look, we were just mates. But look, if you're in love with somebody, you tell yourself what you need to tell, and you could ignore the things that you want to ignore, or whatever. For me, the whole thing is quite traumatic for forcing me to watch the young man's televisual presenting.
I didn't see that. Was
it's bad.
Is it bad?
Well, he's just like, hey, Phil.
To be fair, I've never watched This Morning, and I don't feel I've missed anything.
It's cringe.
Right, OK.